Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. I'm not gonna waste your time. Soulstice is a third-person hack-and-slash character action-adventure video game. It's an indie, AA, middle-market budget title developed by Reply Game Studios. Soulstice is their first big multi-platform release after having only previously worked on mobile games and VR titles. As the creative director on the game recently revealed on Twitter, Soulstice is pretty plainly inspired by games such as Devil May Cry, Nier Automata, and anime like Berserk and Claymore. I made a video about this game a couple weeks ago after having played the free demo. To put it bluntly, I immensely enjoyed what I played, and I suspected after having played the demo that Soulstice would probably end up being my Game of the Year 2022. And now after having played and beaten the full game twice in a row, I can now safely say that Soulstice is my Game of the Year 2022 and has easily become one of my new favorite video games of all time, and I need a sequel to this game or a DLC expansion for it right now. This series, this franchise, this story must continue, and I will do everything within my power to ensure that it does. Especially after that fucking ending. Oh, Reply Game Studios, you cheeky lot. You think you can drop that bombshell of an ending and just walk away? Oh, no. I need answers, goddammit. I need, with every fiber of my being, with every bone in my body, with the burning passion of 1,000 suns, I need to know what happens next. Now, if you haven't played Soulstice and haven't seen the ending, I sound like a crazy person right now, but I promise you, the ending of this game is fucking wild. It genuinely left me in awe. And if a game ends and just leaves you wanting more, it's definitely done something right. Again, just to put this into perspective, as soon as I beat Soulstice, I started up a second playthrough immediately on a harder difficulty. I rarely ever do this for games ever, unless they're games that I truly love and just want more of, and I don't want the game to end. So if you've been watching my videos and gotten an idea of what my tastes and preferences in video games are, and you like the same things I like, well, I hope it gives some of you somewhat of an idea as to whether or not you will enjoy this game. I'll just say again, I fucking love this game, I adore this game, I have an absolute blast playing it. Easily my favorite game of the year, 2022. Nothing's gonna surpass it, honestly. I liked and enjoyed Soulstice more than Elden Ring, and I fucking loved Elden Ring. It was my game of the year before I played Soulstice. I just love this game so much, and it's so impressive. It's so impressive coming from a studio that's never made anything like this before. Yes, Reply Game Studios does have experience making third-person dark fantasy games with their previous titles, Joe Dever's Lone Wolf, which was a mobile game that was eventually ported to other platforms, and Theseus, a VR title. So while Soulstice is not their first game, not their first rodeo by any means, Soulstice is still their biggest project they've ever put out there in terms of scale. What makes this game so impressive is that Reply Game Studios, they proudly declare themselves to be a AA developer. But I'm just gonna be real with y'all. That's just them being humble. Soulstice has the quantity of content, the look, and feel of a AAA video game. Hell, it's such a quality product that puts a lot of actual legitimate AAA video game developers with some of their recent releases to shame. There's a lot of reviews for Soulstice out there saying that the game is rough around the edges, that it's janky, that it feels like a middle market budget game, and that's all a load of bullshit. I've played janky games. I've played games that were rough around the edges. I've played games where you can tell, ooh, the budget for this game must have been pretty tight. I can see where they had to cut some corners. I will not abide by this slander. Soulstice isn't janky or rough around the edges. This is polished and refined. Sorry. Tangent over. Anyways, before I go on in greater detail about all the things I love about Soulstice, I'll say this is the point of the video where you should get off if you want to go into the game as blind as possible with as few spoilers as possible. The short and sweet of it, if you enjoy video game franchises like Devil May Cry, God of War, Bayonetta, Nier Automata, and if you enjoy anime like Berserk and Claymore, then Soulstice is a must-buy. It was practically made for you. Oh, and do please buy, play, and support Soulstice. I need this game to do well. I need it to be successful so I can get DLC or a sequel and see what happens next in the story. I need to know what happens next, goddammit! Excuse me. So, Soulstice. Where to even begin? I literally love everything about this game. The story, the graphics, the gameplay. Where to even begin? It's just gonna be me repeating the same thing over and over again. Oh, I really love this about the game. Oh, this is really great. But then again, I guess it's my YouTube video and I can do and say whatever the fuck I want, so here we go. The story. I'm not going to give you a synopsis. You can go read that on the store page if you wish. What I want to talk about and praise are two things. First, our pair of protagonists, Briar and Lute, both, I repeat, both of them voiced by Stephanie Houston, whom most of you may know her as the voice of Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5. She's also the voice of Icy from Icy, Suma from Space Lords, the narrator in Muse Dash, and she is also playing a character in and is the lead cinematic director for my most anticipated game of 2023, Wanted Dead. I just want to shout out some of her body of work there, all of which was a build-up and lead-up to the climax of me making the statement that Stephanie's performances as Briar and Lute are her best work yet. Her voice acting for both of the protagonists is just phenomenal, full stop. You have the world wariness and the anger and the guilt and the emotional complexity of Briar, and then you have Lute, who is just this precious, adorable cinnamon roll that must be protected at all costs. My mind was blown when I saw the credits of the game and it showed that Stephanie voiced both Briar and Lute, that throughout the entirety of the game, I had been hearing her voice, and just her voice non-stop, as both these characters. She alters her voice so much and so well for both of these characters that if you had told me that, yeah, this is the same actress, I wouldn't have believed you. Just listen to these performances.
Lute, what was that? My head.
Please be still. You need to recover. That was a strong threat we faced, and may yet face again.
Don't bite your tongue to spare me. I took a risk. I know it.
Donovan warned us. What if we had transcended?
We didn't. That power saved us, Lute. We need it. Donovan said that it was dangerous, that we aren't ready. I say we will be. I can learn to control it, Lute. Trust me.
I am sure that you will do your best, sister. But tell me, when you passed out, do you remember anything?
I was caught in a nightmare. I was home before. You were still alive, Lute.
I'd almost forgotten it. The oak meadow. I miss the smell.
You were there? Inside my mind?
I was with you. I saw what you felt. We bear our pain differently. And yours runs deeper than even you know. You need not bear it alone. We are stronger together.
Some things are my own. Some things you should not have to see.
Sister.
Anyway, we have wasted enough time already, Lute. We must
Steel ourselves for battle. They're coming.
Good. They'll see what we are capable of. You're with me?
Always.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good! I just loved Briar and Lute as characters and the journey they went on throughout the story. I really appreciated how they had a genuinely positive, supportive, and loving sibling relationship. I loved the journey these sisters went on as they grew together, learned from one another, and appreciated one another. Just great characters and great performances by Miss Houston. Still blows my mind that for 90% of the game, you're just hearing her voice acting as two different characters. She's basically just talking to herself for an entire video game. That's crazy. Then we have the graphics, visuals, audio, music, and gameplay. And I could go into excruciating detail about how all of this is fucking excellent, but I can just show you some gameplay and prove my point that way. Nothing further needs to be said, but I'll say it anyways, but again, nothing needs to be said after that. Graphics-wise, the game looks fucking beautiful. Vibrant colors, highly detailed environments and character models. Sound effects, sound design overall is top-notch, no complaints. The music is fucking fantastic. You have to listen to this soundtrack. Even if you don't play the game, at least look up the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack is fantastic. An absolute banger. It's, as the kids say, the soundtrack for this game goes hard. But then, of course, there's the star of the show, the combat gameplay, which is fucking phenomenal. You have Briar's gameplay where she can use up to 7 different weapons and switch to them all simultaneously on the fly to create some crazy-ass combos, and effectively counter a variety of awesome enemies to fight. And you have Loot's gameplay of counters, automatic ranged attacks, and putting up red and blue aura fields to deal with enemies of their respective colors. Then we have the Unity system and Rapture mode, where you're rewarded for playing the game well, getting better at the game, where the better you do in combat by performing combos and not getting hit, you gain access to these powerful synergy attacks and the ability to go into Rapture mode, which is this game's version of a super mode, where you can deal insane damage and look awesome while doing it. So Soulstice has both visual spectacle and mechanical depth. Top it all off with a scoring system that further incentivizes replayability and getting good at the game, mastering the combat, chasing after those coveted diamond ranks at the end of a level. The combat gameplay is just so good, man. It's so good. And there's so much else I love about this game. The boss battles are fantastic. The progression systems and upgrade trees and skill unlocks are all satisfying. There's some pretty badass, awesome cutscenes in this game that I won't dare spoil for you. There's a codex where you can read up on all the lore and look at character models. I love it when games do that shit. The game's higher difficulties actually meaningfully change gameplay by altering enemy encounters. And there's so much more. I love this game, man. I love Soulstice. Game of the Year 2022, can't recommend this game enough. I'll most likely make more videos on this game going into greater detail about all the things I love about it. Just, oh man, I love this game and I'm so happy I played it. Anyways, that's been a video. Thank you for watching. Check out Soulstice on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section down below. Leave a like if you liked the video. If you want to help out and support the video, then please share it on social media, Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, please consider making a donation via YouTube Super Thanks, or donating via the link to my Buy Me a Coffee page in the description down below. Anyways, once again, that's my video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.